And finally, one day, I looked in the mirror and I saw the bully right in the mirror. He was staring at me with my own eyes.
If you want harmony in your life, but you cannot listen to this free wisdoms and apply them, you're probably not going to have it.
Welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. So, for those who don't know you, could you please tell us who you are and what is it that you do?
Hi, my name's Jason Freedman. I'm a bravery coach and a public speaker. I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but what you're hearing is not a Midwestern accent. Is not a Midwestern accent. It's what's commonly called a speech impediment. At least I used to think so. No, I help people express themselves with confidence, clarity, and ease, as well as I speak all over. Actually, I've spoke the biggest group I've spoken to so far is 800. I like to speak at everything from like business workshops and networking events to yeah, to speaking to people who have different kinds of disabilities and stuff.
Wow, awesome. Incredible story so far. I'm thinking through a lot of things in my head. Have you ever felt small or lack of self confidence?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. 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 Yeah. For, for much of my life.
And how do you deal with that when you feel the lack of confidence, self confidence?
I've dealt with it in a variety of ways. I
Mhm.
used to often what used to occur is I've always been a big dreamer,
Mhm.
so I would have a dream about doing something, but then when it came to actually doing it, I would be like, oh,
Mm.
I might not be good at that. That's too tough. And so I would step away and go back to the things I was good at.
Mm.
But now what I try to do when I have that dream and want to go forward is I still have those thoughts of, oh, I may not be good at that. Oh, it's too tough. But what I try to do in those cases is just take some kind of step towards it anyway, because it's a dream. So the best way to honor it and is by moving towards it.
Mhm.
And I find as it's through action that my confidence expands.
Mhm.
Like before I spoke to audiences, I had all these stories about people wouldn't like the sound of my voice, and I could just go on for hours with excuses of how why it wouldn't work for me to be a public speaker. But there's nothing like speaking to a group and seeing that they're nodding their heads and that they're getting it and that there's tears in their eyes and to start to dispel that excuse, to start to dispel the lack of confidence and fill it with experience of actually doing it.
Just like I am nodding my head right now. No, it's
Yeah, 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 exactly. Okay.
could you please share with us a story when people were making fun because of your voice and how did you overcome that challenge?
Oh,
What kind of feeling
oh.
were you experiencing?
There's been people all through life who haven't understood me quite and said, "Hmm, huh." But there was one huge huge bully in my life, in my childhood especially, and he just kept on me day after day. It, it was really really awful. I don't know how someone could be that mean. And and finally one day I looked in the mirror and I saw the bully right in the mirror. He was staring at me with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So so the so I've throughout my life I've been the person who's been hardest on myself.
Mm.
And and sure, along the way, people have made judgments about my voice. I mean, if I was walking down the street and I heard someone speaking like I speak, I would make a judgment about them too. It's human nature. It's human nature to make judgments, but then we also have the gift of communication to be able to go beyond that snap judgment. And I now I try to help people by the way I act and stuff, putting my voice in context so that people just know who I am and aren't assuming something. Or even I did that at the beginning of this call. I said, "Hi, I'm Jason Freeman. This is a speech impediment," and right away, people, you know, hopefully, that who I am and how my voice relates to the rest of me.
Mhm.
And it's such a fascinating thing because we all have something going on
Mhm.
that we probably need to put in context for other people. So it makes it easier for them to understand who we are.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. So when people say mean things to you, how did that make you feel?
Uh,
What do you want to tell them?
when people say some mean things, of course that didn't feel good.
Mhm.
And sometimes I wanted to tell people, if you only took a few minutes to understand me, you
Mhm.
would know that I'm this amazing person. So
Mhm.
it's painful to feel misunderstood.
Mhm.
But but again, I think I've been the person who's misunderstood me the most in my life, and I've been the person who said the meanest things to myself.
Mhm. So in a way, we are self-sabotaging our own self.
Yeah, I can't say for everyone, but I
Mhm.
know that's definitely was true for me.
I,
And I mean, sometimes it still is, but now I'm more aware when I start slipping into that self sabotage.
Mhm. At what point that you decided to say, tell yourself, this is enough, I have enough, and you decided to follow your dream?
Hmm. It's been a very gradual process, but so much started 8 years ago. Some people suggested I go to a yoga class, and a big part of me was like, no, no, I have a coordination issue. I'm not flexible. I have a disability, for heaven's sakes. Who am I to be in a yoga class?
I hear you.
But 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 then something within me decided. It was a particular day in South Dakota and decided, no, Jason, you're going to walk down to Y.
Mm.
the YMCA and sign up for membership and start taking yoga classes. I mean, just a simple action, signing up for membership, probably $35 at the time, and going to the first class. Simple actions, but in those simple actions, I started saying no to my past
Mhm.
vision of myself and started stepping in and stretching into expanding, I mean, literally in a yoga class into a new vision of myself.
Mhm. So in a way, we say no to ourselves before we even started or begin to take action.
Say no to it.
I- in most of the time, we actually say no to tell ourselves to say no to do something before we even decide to take a certain action to move
Oh,
forward. Yeah.
oh my, yeah, my gosh, my favorite word through so much of my life was no. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do that. You think I can do that with this voice? You think I can do that with this coordination? I was no, 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 like a little 2-year-old. And I can relate to the fear I had that caused me to say no.
Mhm.
But life is so much more fun now that I'm saying yes to what I really want to do. It's so a night and day difference.
Now, for those who are saying no to themselves all the time, and I know I say no to myself too sometimes, what would you suggest them do?
I mean, first of all, I would say really listen to yourself.
Mhm.
Really listen, and when you want to to try something new, when you have that glimmer of inspiration that says, "Oh, I want to try that dance class," or "I want to try horseback riding," or "I want to play the ukulele." And just first of all, know the inspiration, and then notice the voices that come in and say, "No, who do you think you are? No way." And then and just let those voices be. Don't try and fight them because you've already thought that. But then you have a choice. You can either listen to those voices. Oh, I mean, you're listening to them anyway, but you can either choose to follow them and say no to yourself again, or you can choose to take a small step towards what you want, like that first ukulele lesson or whatever. It just takes a small step to get started, and the momentum builds as we go.
Mhm. Now, we all have challenges. How do you find peace of mind in the middle of challenges?
My my favorite thing to do is I like breathing deeply, but what I've been doing lately, even in addition to that, is really noticing when I have a fearful thought, when I have a thought that I can't do something or that something will go bad or whatever. Just noticing the thought and letting the thought be. Just letting it simply be and breathing. And then it begins to lose its power almost because I'm not trying to stuff it down and not think about it.
Mhm.
And then when it starts to lose its power, I have the choice. Do I want to follow that thought or do I want to take another course of action? And being able to make the choice in a peaceful frame of mind makes all the difference for me, I think.
Yes, actually, I just took a deep breath myself because when you take a deep breath, it's really bring you to this present moment.
Mhm.
And of course, we all can only breathe at this moment. We cannot breathe in the past, and
Mhm.
we cannot save it for future either.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Now, you actually have a master degree in poetry, and you have a double major. You are a very intelligent man. And for those who are going through challenges in life, what would you say to them?
First of all, to know that going through challenges is part of life. They 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 come up. Life doesn't go exactly as we want it to sometimes. So that for us, but then, like breathing, like we talked about, and observing the challenging thoughts, like we talked about, but also gaining perspective. Oftentimes, when we're so embroiled in a challenge, it seems like it's right in front of our face, and we have no room to get around it and to do as much as like I'll give you an example. When I was in seventh grade, I was shutting everything, shut, stuffing my voice. I mean, I was so ashamed of my voice, so I didn't want to talk, and things escalated, and I attempted suicide.
You did.
Yeah, I attempted suicide. Luckily, I called for help, which is important. If a challenge is so big, call for help. Call for help. And then also, but that seventh grader I was couldn't see beyond the challenge right in front of his face. He just was so. Like sometimes the challenge can consume us, and we can think the challenge is the only, like it's all there is, and it's the only reality we'll ever have in life. But what I would love to tell that seventh grade boy who was so nervous and frightened and desperate is just I would tell him, I know this is really hard. I know it seems desperate, but if you just feel the emotions and give yourself some space, life is going to change. Life is going to expand. There's so much of life you can't see yet.
That is very true.
Just be patient. And and for anyone going through a challenge, I would say that there's so much of life that you can't see yet. Life expands. When we're going through a challenge, we think we can predict exactly what the future will be, and it looks so dismal, but we are awful predictors of our future when we're in the midst of a challenge because it's our worst fears predicting our future, and our future is so much bigger than our worst fears about ourselves. So that's what I would say.
That's a lot of big words. That's very deep. Thank you for sharing that. Now, for someone who you deeply, deeply care about, what one skill that you would suggest that person have so he or she can use it during the darkest moment, like when you were at that time when you were attempting to take your own life?
Yeah. And I encourage people to do this proactively, to start really cultivating, paying attention to your breath. And there's so many ways to do this, from yoga to meditation to there's many ways out there. Just find a way that works for you. But then hopefully my friend would have that at that really dark moment, and I will remind them that they can always tune into their breath and to look at what was right around them, and to as they breathe to notice the window, the notice how the walls look, and to really, I mean, not minimizing that challenge, but to really let themselves feel their body, and be present in the world for a while. Give themselves a break from the fight and flight and panic of that darkness for a while. And cause that'll, I mean, they can come back to that if they want at a later time. They can still come back to it, but just having that break to to create as much peace within you as you can by breathing and noticing. It's such a relief.
It sounds very simple, very basic, but yet it's very deep. Just
And
breathe.
and
Yeah.
really challenging
Yes.
at the moment because you want to do the exact opposite. But really challenging. I'm not saying this is easy,
Yes.
but it is simple, but it's not easy. But it's important.
It's it can be done.
It can be done. Exactly. Those.
What is the one thing that you do to find the paradise within you?
Do I have to pick one?
Yes, if you can only pick one.
Well, to find the paradise within me. I could even do this now. I wouldn't have to get in my car. I would go outside. It's a rainy day here in San Diego, and I would start walking, and breathing, and noticing my breath, and noticing the flowers, and noticing the raindrops on the sidewalks, on the cars, on everything, and just feeling that connection to something bigger than me. That to me is paradise. And talk about simple is way outside. Yeah, it's way outside. So yeah, that's what I would do to notice the paradise within.
Or harmony blooms.
That is awesome. Just take a deep breath and enjoy the surrounding, what we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
offer.
Go for a walk.
How would people contact you if they want to hire you for a speaker or a coach?
Thanks for the perfect. They would go to jasonwfreeman.com.
What's the W stand for?
William, my middle name, William.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, your story is so amazing and very, very inspiring. I would love to talk with you more. Perhaps we can do another episode in the future. This man is incredible. He is a true hero. And thank you so much for sharing your story, Jason. I'm so touched.
Yeah, you're well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. If you love freedom, abundance, and harmony in your life, please join us on this transformational journey. Together, we'll explore how to experience more harmony blooms in other areas of your life.